What up, everybody? This is Bonzo, and today we're gonna mix it up a little bit. I wanted to make a video titled "The 5 Reasons Why I Quit Playing Bloons and Started Playing the Tower." And to give you a bit of a background, I used to play Bloons. I've been playing Bloons and tower defense games as long as I can remember. Like in high school, I would play Bloons on the library computers, and of course they'd kick me off because you weren't allowed to play games on the high school computers. And then we got the iPod Touch, and I'd play like Bloons Tower Defense 2, 3, 4, and I just would always play it on trips, and whenever I had downtime I would play that game. I've tried Field Runners, Plants vs. Zombies, like plenty of other tower defense games, and as my evolution of being a tower defense player, I have finally come to the conclusion that the tower is the best tower defense game. And here's 5 reasons why I quit playing Bloons and started playing the tower. Reason number 1 is the tournament and competitive gameplay. The tournaments or the boss events in Bloons would be a normal and elite version every weekend. It would last like Saturday through I think Tuesday, and you could get the run done in like 3 hours just playing it, normal speed. However, if you were playing it competitively and doing a lot of micro and farming, selling your towers, building things back up to eliminate the boss quick, I'd be spending 20 to 30 hours a weekend playing that game. And the only reason I was able to do it was because at the time I was on medical disability. And now that I'm feeling a lot better and got stuff to do, I can no longer, of course, devote that much time to play a game competitively. So that led me to go and play the tower. The tower has 2 tournaments a week, Tuesday and Friday. They're quick tournaments, and in those tournaments, they can be as quick as 30 minutes, or they can take up to like 3 hours. But recently, there have been a lot of complaints in the community about the length of the tournaments and how 4 hours is too long, 3 hours is too long. And so the developers actually listened and they made battle conditions tougher, so the tournaments got over quicker. Tournaments are very rewarding. There's many different brackets, and in Bloons Tower Defense 6, there was just normal and elite, and in that you were playing against everyone else. And so it made the reward system not as, rewarding. And then they also changed the rules in Bloons with, it used to be how fast you could eliminate the bosses, then they changed it to the least amount of tiers your towers were upgraded or the least amount of cash used, which took all the fun out of the game. And people were complaining about it on the Reddit, and the developers just did not listen. So that was actually another reason why I quit playing Bloons and I started playing the tower. And that leads to the second reason why I quit playing Bloons and started playing the tower, and that would be the developers. The developers actually listen and they respond in this game, which is rare. There's not many games that the developers will actually engage with the community and listen to suggestions and ideas. Bloons, it was very rare to get an idea or to get a comment. You would have, of course, videos and updates from the developers on updates coming and things like that, but when people were complaining about the tournaments and the boss events and like the guild faction thing that they brought out in Bloons, the developers, they didn't even seem to read it. None of the suggestions or feedback got taken to heart. This is kind of unrelated, but when I used to play Fortnite all the time, Fortnite, the subreddit, the developers are very active in there. They listened to the community. They kept the game fun. I think that's a key feature of how a game grows and has a vital, active community, and that is through the developers. Developers, they definitely listen in the tower, and they hear our complaints, and then they implement changes. And whenever there's a glitch on an update, as most games have, they're usually pretty quick with responding. So that was reason number 2 why I quit playing the Bloons and I started playing the tower. Reason number 3 is the community. The community for the tower is fantastic. There's a really good Discord, there's a really good Reddit. As you'll see, I'll put some on the screen. And in those, whenever I would have a question in Bloons, sometimes it gets shot down in the subreddit. I never remember finding the Discord for Bloons. But in the tower, whenever I have a question or I am confused on something or I need advice, I would go to the Reddit, post a picture, write my question out, and I'd get an answer with usually pretty good advice. There's plenty of good YouTubers as well, like Spartan, JP, JPlays, why can't I think of Crowbar Zero? Yeah. Sorry if I'm forgetting anyone else tags. And you could go to any of these creators' lives and comment on them, ask questions, and they will all answer those questions, me included, as part of helping the community grow. And I did not find that in Bloons. And you kind of need it in the tower defense game because there's so many different little metrics and things to improve upon and little ways you can upgrade your tower or set your tower's targeting. And it makes it so what seems like a simple game is actually very complex. And so having a very engaged community, I think, is necessary for the best tower defense game. And the community here on the tower is very good. And if you haven't started playing it yet, what are you waiting for? The fourth reason is the idle gameplay. If you're like me, you've got stuff to do and you can't spend that much time playing games, nor do you really want to spend that much time playing games. Like, the average age of a tower defense player of the tower is like 31, I believe. So we're all young, middle-aged professionals that like to grind and still play games. And like with Bloons, you want to play that competitively, that's 20 to 40 hours over a 3 to 4 day period doing the boss events. Where you're not really getting many rewards, and it just doesn't seem that worth it. And with the tower, because it's the idle gameplay, like I'll show you here, it seems very simple. It's one tower. There's pretty much infinite upgrades you can get. There's ultimate weapons. There's modules. There's cards. There's so many different ways that you can upgrade and equip your tower. There's different targeting, of course. There's labs to upgrade your base, say, stats. There's just so many ways that you can upgrade your tower and play the game. Ultimate weapons, like I mentioned here. And because of that, it leads to, well, the free upgrade aspect I want to add in too here. There's so many different upgrades, but most of them are done in between rounds. Or in the round, you can just get your free upgrades, and it happens automatically. So I started playing this game in December, but I started playing it 24/7 in January. And playing it 24/7, you just have to press a few buttons every 12 hours, and it'll keep running for you. So for the person who still wants to game, do something competitively, compete in the tournaments, of course, be part of a guild, grind and get rewards. The idle nature of this game lets you, of course, work a job, live a normal life, raise your kids, go hang out with friends, and this game can be running pretty much 24/7, except for pressing the restart every 12 hours or doing some upgrades in the beginning to these things called level skips. It's really a game that is idle. So it doesn't take too much time, and if you're a professional with stuff to do, it lets you grind the game, still get rewards, and not be sitting behind a computer screen or sitting hunched over a game all day, which is just about perfect, because unless if you're a kid on summer break, you don't have all the time in the world to be playing video games. That's not how life works. But the tower finds a great balance, which I think is perfect for tower defense games. The fifth reason why I quit playing Bloons and started playing the tower is the reward system. In Bloons, there's a ton of different levels. There's a lot of different types of bunkies that can destroy the Bloons. And when you unlock them and you unlock paragons, like, sure, it's rewarding. When you do well in tournaments, it is. But once you beat a level or gold or black box it, a map, you're pretty much done. So with the tower, it's pretty much a never-ending grind. And I don't know if the developers of this also partnered with the casino to like really find out how to wire into your dopamine receptors, but there's so many different rewards and things to level up that it makes it so almost every day you're getting some sort of dopamine rush from upgrading something. Like, for example, in the you'll have every 2 weeks you'll have these missions with different events. The events give you medals, which lets you get, say, these relics to increase your tower strength, or you can spend them on backgrounds, which gives you more coins, more relics for tower strength, or bots, which can help you eliminate enemies faster or get more coins. That's just one. These medals are just one of the currencies in the game. There's stones, which you use on ultimate weapons. You get those in tournaments or from, of course, spending money. There's modules, which, see, I got some gems. I can pull a module right now. You want to get good ones. They've got different sub-effects, so they let you really customize your tower. And they have these other effects that really let you build your strategy to what you're looking for. Like you'll have a farming strategy. You'll also have a tournament strategy in most cases. And there's just so many different ways to upgrade. Like the cards, for example. Your labs for research, that some of these could take forever, but you can speed them up with cells, which you get from defeating a certain type of enemy. I mean, I can keep going here. There's so many different currencies and there's so many different upgrades that it makes it so after you've played the game for, you've got your 12-hour run overnight, you wake up to a certain amount of coins, you can go in and get more upgrades, and then technically your next run should be a little bit better because you've strengthened your tower. There's different tiers, different waves you can farm, and you advance higher. The tournaments, all the different brackets, like I showed in the beginning, as your tower gets better, you'll move up. And it's really rewarding to have a game that you're playing for 6 months, 24/7, that you just had grinding, and you get a certain upgrade, or you finally max out your cards, or you get a new module, and it lets you advance to a higher tier, which gives you more gems and more stones, which help you snowball your progress. It just leads to a really rewarding, you could almost say addicting gameplay experience. And with Bloons, once you beat a level, like I remember there'd be sometimes I would beat I think an epic or whatever the toughest difficulty map was. I haven't played the game in now 2 years, so forgive me. But you'd beat it on Chimp's difficulty, and then it's over. Like, you've beaten that level and you know how to beat it, so all then you have to do are the boss events on the weekends, which that's 20 to 30 hours of time that you have to devote, and depending on the rules it might not even be that fun, so it's not really the most rewarding type of gameplay. The tower is really designed for those who want to continuously grind without having to be in front of their computer or iPhone or iPad playing a game completely focused on that. This game lets you still get the rewards, still customize your tower, and still keep progressing through the game without actually having to sit in front of your computer 24/7. It's beautiful. And that's why I wanted to make this video, is I really enjoy playing the tower, and I used to be a Bloons tower defense player. I used to play a ton of other tower defense games. I forget all the names. I could look on my iPhone and see all the different names of them, but there's so many different ones out there. And the tower, at 32 years old, which is how old I am, and after playing dozens of tower defense games, this is the pinnacle of tower defense, is the tower. So if you haven't started playing yet, start playing it. Full disclosure, I am not sponsored yet by TechTree, the tower, but hey, if you guys want to sponsor me, I'm open for hire there. I love playing this game, and I hope that this video helps. If you have any questions, of course, drop them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. And if you disagree with me or think there's a better tower defense game, please voice your opinion. I am all open for debate and really seeing, healthy back and forth to see what really is the true king of the tower defense game. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you found some value in this video, and have a great rest of your day, and tune into my next streams. I'll see y'all later. Peace.